Over the pandemic, you undertook an extraordinary exercise to go and map. Was it all of Manhattan or was it all of the boroughs?
No, all of Manhattan,
Yeah.
south of 96th Street on the east side and south of 110th Street on the west side. I looked at every building that was under construction, every potential development site that had been demolished, every building that was built to less than 25% of its maximum density. The great thing about New York is it's an as of right zoning jurisdiction, so you know exactly what you can build and how much you can build. So I looked at the opportunities that were blatant development sites. And because we don't have rolling pastures of land in Manhattan, the way you create land on which to build is by buying a bunch of smaller buildings and knocking them down to create a piece of land on which to build a new building. So a lot of that deals with land assemblage, assembling a lot of parcels of smaller stuff. So we analyze all of those opportunities, 220 hours in the field, walking every street, and followed up by 2 or 3 thousand hours of research that was done on each of those sites. And we created a database that now resides in what we call the NACL map room. Clients come in there and it's very clear. We know everything you possibly could want to know about the land and development business in Manhattan.
That is just incredible. It's amazing. What was your procedure like for that?
It was one day at a time, one block at a time. I During the pandemic, there was a rumor going around that they were going to shut Manhattan down and quarantine it, shutting the bridges and tunnels. So as soon as I heard that, I got my wife and my daughter in the car, and we were on our way up to the country house within about an hour. When it was clear that we weren't going to be back and things wouldn't be back to normal in a couple of weeks, I had to come back in and pick up the things that we left because we left in such a hurry. I pulled off the FDR Drive and I got onto the Upper East Side, and it literally was like a science fiction movie. There was nobody. Every store was closed. There were no cars on the streets. There were no people walking around. For whatever reason, it just occurred to me, hey, this would be a perfect opportunity to go count buildings. So I called my team. I said, hey, get into the office, make copies of we have a Sanborn tax lot map that shows how buildings are situated on each parcel.